It's not what you hear, but what you don't hear that will create almost instant wealth. Names have been changed to protect the innocent. You're about to hear a story so shocking it will shake you to your core. It's a story of terrorism, covert military intelligence, torture, sex, mayhem, greed and total bliss. And once you've gone down this windy road, you will know exactly why you're not where you want to be in life. And exactly what to do to change that. You will indeed become financially free, due to what you learn here today. And yes, you'll do it in just 90 days. Let me ask you a question. Do you sometimes feel like some people have an unfair advantage over you? Does it sometimes seem like certain people come into money so easily they barely have to think about it? And for you, making money is like pulling teeth? Does it sometimes feel like people succeed at dating with almost no effort, while you spend most nights falling asleep on the couch covered in Doritos? Something is not right. You know it. And I know it. Why is your life always an uphill and their life is always downhill? Well, scientists out of Bar-Ilan University have discovered that some people may actually be wired for success while others are not. The science points to the fact that there is a certain frequency that successful people emit. And there is a certain frequency that losers emit. And they are very different. What is most exciting is that with the right technology, that frequency can be changed. You see, every so often something comes along that changes history forever. Well, you have landed it. A discovery into what actually makes us tick. A discovery into what is the consciousness behind our brain. A discovery into what is the recipe for success in life and success with money. And if you think we're talking about the law of attraction, let me disabuse you of that notion right now. If the law of attraction worked, we'd all be rich. If the law of attraction worked, everyone would be doing the law of attraction. But they're not. Because when you actually study the law of attraction in scientific studies, the law of attraction performs just about 5% better than a placebo. So is it even worth your time? I leave that to you. Why does it fail to live up the hype so consistently? Because your conscious thoughts do not control your destiny. Your conscious thoughts control your mood, that's certain. But they do not directly control your destiny. You must understand that reality is frequency. Reality is a sound wave. And until you learn how to manipulate your sound waves, you're not going to see any changes in your reality. Why am I telling you this? Look. It's in my best interest that you succeed. I live my life trying to surround myself with as many successful people as I possibly can. Because your income really is an average of your 5 closest friends' incomes. But this is about more than money. This is about life. Understanding life. Getting the best from life. And money is just one piece of that puzzle. An important piece. But just one piece. You, on the other hand. You are already set. You have stumbled upon the one page you need to land on. You've found the secret. Your success is practically guaranteed. The only thing you can do to sabotage yourself is to click off the sales page. That would be the mistake of your life. So don't say I didn't warn you. Reading this until the end is your only path to true success. If you give me 5 minutes, I will change your life forever. Yes. By simply reading the sales letter. Just 90 days from now you can achieve total financial independence. That means no credit card debt. No mortgage. Total peace of mind. And a passive income business that pays you as much as $10,000 per month. Plus, you'll be doing something that makes you feel fulfilled inside. No hacks, no tricks, no shortcuts. Real businesses that make real money. You provide real value to your customers, and they love you for it. But to get there, you will have to open your mind a little about where success actually comes from. This may surprise you. but success is just a vibration. Just like everything is vibration. But the vibration of success cannot be heard. It can only be experienced. At some frequencies, money is repelled by you. And at other frequencies, money is drawn to you. That's the difference between the poor and the rich. The rich are living and emitting a high vibration. And we all scratch our heads about why they make money so easily while we remain in debt. This is not the law of attraction, because the law of attraction cannot change the level of your vibration. They can only change your conscious thoughts, and trying to change your conscious thought is like using a hammer to fix a car. It's just not going to work. But there is a little known, simple but powerful vibrational method that is being used by people just like you. To quit their day job, retire, and live the rest of their life exactly the way they want it to be. But that's just the beginning. The real benefit of this method is how it changes your destiny entirely. No longer will laziness and missed opportunities hold you back. Success will actually follow you around for a change. You will have completely different luck, karma, blessings, or whatever you want to call it. Things will just start going your way. Your life will become easy, enjoyable, even fun. You will be full of gratitude just for waking up each morning, because you know all of the excitement that your day will hold. Each day will be better than the next. Your life will become a thrilling roller coaster that never stops. Is this the life you want? Then this is the life you must fight for. And the first thing you must do is promise yourself you won't leave this page until you're done reading it. Because there's a story I need to tell you that you need to hear if you are to reach all of your goals and change the vibration you put out into the universe. When you hear this story and do what it says, your vibration will be so high it'll be off every chart. You'll see the final results in just 90 days. It's the same secret I used to go from being in debt, without a girlfriend and wanting to kill myself, to living here with the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I now make more money than I can spend. But spend it I do. I've got a beachfront property right on the water. Cars that only 6 people in the world own. $100,000 watches. And it's all thanks to this vibrational secret. Because the vibration you put out there into the universe, is what you're going to get back. And that's a fact of life. A rule that's never broken. My name is Mark Siflin. You may not have heard of me, but you've definitely heard of my students. They've been featured on CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, The New York Times and more. They've been on those stations talking about turning their entire life around financially with one very strange secret. A secret no one would believe could work. And yet, it puts every other method out there to shame. I'm 40 years old. Happily married, and I live in a 4,000 square foot home. I drive a top-of-the-line Mercedes-Benz. I'm the proof that this works. The only reason I have all this wealth is because I have a method that absolutely no one on earth has. This method is so powerful it can transform lives almost overnight. You will learn this method here and you will quickly realize this is the most powerful tool of personal achievement that you've ever seen. And that includes everyone from Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, and everything Russell Brunson teaches. This also includes the law of attraction, as we briefly mentioned. These guys don't have a clue, to be perfectly honest with you. The real winners, in our generation, are ignoring all of that and focusing on what can change the level of their vibration. Because this is more important than incense sticks and essential oils. It's more important than meditation. It's better than yoga. That includes mindfulness. Or any other Eastern woo-woo tactics. This method destroys all of those. It is different from all of those, and the beauty is it takes absolutely no effort on your part. So, no worries about throwing your back out during downward dog. All the experts have missed this critical secret. And that's why you'll have a completely unfair advantage over all your peers. Your businesses will grow faster than theirs. Your income will rise faster than anyone's. Your personal happiness will grow faster than everyone. You'll even attract the opposite sex like you never had before. All you have to do is listen for 5 minutes, and watch your life transform. You could even be playing video games while you're doing this. Because it requires no focus. The frequencies go into your brain, and that's all you need to do. Your entire body will start to transform at the cellular level. Your vibration will rise by octaves. And to the common observer, what you're listening to will seem like absolutely nothing. But those with wisdom will understand that you have to close your eyes in order to really see. They will understand the secret. They will reap the benefits. And them only. Your income could double in the very first month, in a way you never expected. You have no idea how much money is out there for the taking. It's really an infinite sea. And you will have that abundance mentality. And you will be paid back for it handsomely. People will be coming out of the woodwork to partner with you and invest in you. Even if you don't have a business, the universe has plenty of ways to grant you to financial freedom. Best part? It only takes 5 minutes a day to do this. Not more, not less. You could potentially become a millionaire within these 3 months. But what is more common is a doubling and tripling effect on your income. That happens for just about everyone. And it's all possible because I was privy to a method used by Israeli intelligence assets who are part of what is known as the Shabak. They were conducting black op scientific studies that the public was never supposed to find out about. But I did. Because I was at that level. I was in the room because of my background. And I'm sharing everything that happened that day. The truth and nothing but the truth. And nothing will ever be the same. This event created a completely new way to make money, that is far superior to anything everyone else has been doing. That includes the 3 biggies: saving, starting a business, or investing in stocks or cryptocurrency. This is a 4th strategy. That involves no risk. And I mean no risk whatsoever, because you don't have to invest any money into this, and a huge upside, total financial freedom. What's beautiful is how it touches so many lives. Because absolutely anyone can do this, from the age of 3 to the age of 93 and beyond. We are all made of frequencies, and those frequencies can be changed. And when they do, almost anything is possible. And it took a Shabak secret experiment to bring that to light. It's actually a 3-step process, but one flows naturally into the other, so it's totally seamless. You are not the first to receive this wisdom. This has been spreading quietly for 6 months. People are beginning to realize that this is like having a cheat code to life, so they're not telling a soul about it. They want to keep their unfair advantage. They want something nobody knows but them, but something with power beyond imagination. It's true, the biggest success stories want me to stop. They want this website to come down. But in many ways, it's too late. There's nothing they can do. The cat is out of the bag. This secret is already being used by celebrities whose names you would recognize in an instant. Many billionaires, including Elon Musk, have also already tried the stuff with amazing results. They are getting new ideas, new deals. Stocks are going up, 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 and they are generating more wealth than they ever thought possible. These billionaires have gone up the Forbes richest man list by several places. They are praying that they will remain the only holders of the secret. I should say HORDERs of the secret. They don't want a website like this to exist. I only discovered it by accident while doing my duty with the intelligence community and our work with Israel. Because Israel is really the bleeding edge of technological development. The Intel chip in the computer you're using right now, or the chip in the iPhone you're using right now, are both made in Israel. It only takes 5 minutes a day to do this. They're actually more excited about this, they believe it holds more power. Some call this a loophole. But that really doesn't capture it. This is the result of geniuses and their insights. It wasn't found overnight. Well, in a way it was, but it was built on the work of men over 45 years. It is just now so user-friendly that anyone can use it to shortcut their path to success, and bring their odds of reaching financial freedom all the way up to 95%. I should tell you that your unfair advantage has an expiration date. It's just a matter of time before this is used for evil purposes. There may even be laws forbidding it by law, because this pet of the billionaires is a bit too good. They like holding it over you like a guillotine. But I'm doing my best to strengthen the middle class and lower classes, the good classes, with this power. And I'm not just teaching it to you. I've taught to 24,149 people so far, and they all have either become financially independent or are well on their way. I don't tolerate failures in my program. And that's the secret of its success. Everyone must have a win with this new secret, or I stop selling it. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is going to be just like the others. So let me make myself clear. This does not involve your positive thinking. It's ridiculous to expect that people will have an optimistic attitude 100% of the time. And as you know, if you think negatively about yourself just 10% of the time, the law of attraction simply will not work. This has nothing to do with the law of attraction. It doesn't involve meditation, which has become simply impossible as our days get busier and busier. How can a person expect to stay focused with 5 electronic devices around them dinging and pinging every 2 minutes? It's nice to be mindful, but it's just not practical most of the time. This is something far more simple. All you have to do is listen. Not listen to me. Just listen. Period. That's it. You're probably listening to something right now, anyway. Just listen to this one thing. And it all changes. Today, you're going to just listen to something else, something very special that will change you from the inside out. But not just change you, change your view of the world, and not just change your view of the world, but how the world reacts to you. From the moment you wake up until you fall asleep, your life will be totally different. The changes are so radical, and the power you gain is so real, that the powers that be are getting a little concerned about all the freedom this is giving people. With this power, you can literally force your way to financial freedom. The universe doesn't have a will of its own. It's waiting for you to put out the vibrations that mirror back to in the form of tremendous wealth. Self-help gurus will deny its power, because it goes completely against what they teach. They want you to do hard work, and grind. Well, I got news for you. You can grind every day of your life and most of you still won't become financially free. You need a backdoor. Something guaranteed. A secret power that turns you into a superhero. That turns all you do into a receptacle for all the universe's blessings. You won't have to grind or do anything all. Just vibrate as you are doing now anyway, at the bad frequencies. You see, they taught you wrong. The true power in this world comes not from what you do, but what you don't do. The real power comes not from who you listen to, but who you don't listen to. The real power comes not from what you eat, but what you don't eat. Silence, as you'll see, is actually the most potent of all nature's forces. The people who are able to harness the power of silence are living a different kind of life. They are taking the dream vacations they always wanted. They are spoiling their loved ones in ways they never could have dreamed of. New homes. New cars. The works. It's all becoming possible with the power of silence. But how could silence make a difference in my life? I know. That's the question on everybody's mind. Trust me, you're about to understand. Let me explain to you exactly how I found this secret, and how you will use it to revolutionize your state of being. And ultimately, turn it into cash in the bank. 12 years ago, a very significant event occurred. It was not covered by any major media. A few independent outlets covered it a little but not to its full extent. Nobody really knew the power of silence was soon about to be revealed. In the 1980s, the Israeli government was running experiments on sound waves. The reasons for this were purely militarian. Israel is a war zone. They needed ways to torture terrorists to get damning information from them on where their cohorts were hiding, what weapons they had, and other information considered vital to the Israeli government. But there are laws out of the U.N.S. Geneva Convention that prohibit torture. But they never outlawed torture that's done through the air, because you're not actually touching anyone. So the Shabak, Israel's intelligence agency, got the idea that they could torture a terrorist with sound waves. But it couldn't be too loud or others would find out about it. It needed to be beyond the audible spectrum. You're familiar with the audible spectrum because you know that dogs and cats hear things you can't. Well, the truth is our audible spectrum is pretty limited. We can only hear from about 20 Hz to 200 Hz. Whereas dogs can hear much slower than 20 Hz. Cats even lower than that. The point is, we have no idea how much we're not hearing. There are entire universes that exist beyond the audible spectrum. Worlds that people have no idea about. These experiments started out okay and then they went in a direction that nobody expected. By accident, they found a positive use for inaudible sound waves. When they reached a certain point in the modulation of 1000 Hz, everyone in the room just smiled automatically. They felt something. When they hit that point of 1,000 Hz, the general yelled out as tersham, which means stop right there. They said what they felt was almost orgasmic, and I can attest to that. This was not torture. Far from it. This was the frequency of bliss. It was like heaven. They hooked the listeners up to monitors and they found that when they heard the 1000 Hz frequency, their breathing slowed down, their heart rates became more regular, and their energy levels were way up and they became more mindful and meditative. This wasn't at all what they were looking for. But there is so much about the inaudible frequencies that we don't know. There is good there. And there is bad there. This isn't silence. This is raw power. That can be used both ways. There is something happening at 1000 Hz that totally changed the way we feel. They said. Let's not just let it pass by. We have plenty of time to find the torture frequency, they said. But what he called the harmonic frequency was possibly even more important. It could change people's lives. The odd thing about this, was to the untrained ear, all we heard was absolute silence. But the way we felt inside was completely changed. We suddenly had this mental clarity. Almost like we could know the secrets of the universe. The clarity came along with a calm. Something far more calming than magnesium or any supplement. We suddenly felt at one with our surroundings and each other. Some floated the idea that maybe 1000 Hz was actually the frequency of the universe. We later confirmed that suspicion. People just wanted more and more of this frequency. We listened to it all day. 1000 Hz is way beyond what we can hear. And that's why no testing has been done at that level. And maybe that's why it had never been discovered. We felt so good inside when we heard this, that it actually followed us around when the sound was over. It was like we had taken a shot of ecstasy, but we hadn't popped a single pill. We were about to realize that that was the least of what we accomplished. Because the way our lives started to change after that day, was something we totally did not expect. As it turns out, when you emit the frequency of the universe thanks you for it. In big ways. And it happens fast. One person who was there felt he needed to play the Israeli lottery scratch cards. He won 3 times out of 6. He walked away with a cool $2,000. That all happened in minutes from leaving that room. One other person who was there came home to his wife, and she said, "I don't know what you did today, but keep doing it." Their relationship bloomed and they were having sex 3 times a day. What I didn't tell you was, before this frequency their relationship was on the rocks, and they were headed for divorce. This was uncanny. Personally, the gift I got from the universe was also financial. The universe knew that's what I really needed as I was deeply in debt. First thing that happened was, I got an expected check in the mail from the Israeli IRS. Then I got a promotion at my job. My boss just said he had a good feeling about me, and wanted me to have more leverage in the company. Then, my bank actually called me to say there was a big deposit on my account. Then, an old man I had visited for years died. His family didn't even ask. They executed the will and they just deposited the money. I hadn't even heard that he had died. I just woke up one day to find $32,000, to be exact. Then my credit card company calls me and said they're giving out free miles to the loyal customers. They gave me 1,200 in miles. I had never been in such a good financial situation in my life. And it all happened in 5 days. After about a week of all this, things started to wind down. The effect of the harmonic frequency was wearing off. And the same thing happened for everyone else. So, we, together, in the same spot, came to listen to the same silence for a few hours. We never got tired of hearing it. Or should I say, not hearing it? As soon as we listened, the financial freedom I was looking for once again started to play out. More unexpected checks, stocks I owned since I was a kid split and went through the roof. This frequency was a money machine, so we changed the name of the frequency from the harmonic frequency to the abundance frequency. Other people were having incredible luck and blessings in their own lives, ranging from better athletic performance to health. Such as one person becoming non-diabetic. And of course, love, in total. 3 divorces were cancelled, and the spouses just can't get enough of each other. This frequency did what only an arrow from Cupid could do. Only thing, Cupid is a myth, but this is real. I asked if I could bring a friend to the listening session. They said I could, but his lips would have to be sealed. My buddy came. He felt the same inner joy, and he too started getting unexpected financial gains, coming his way out of left field. Things nobody expected kept happening. Of course, it wore off again. And we were back to the listening room again. We began to realize that as long as we listened to this for just 5 minutes, but every single day, the world would be ours. Listen folks. I knew the public was eventually going to find out about this. And I don't have to tell you what I traded for the right to sell this thing. Let's just say it cost me more than a lung. But I felt this was an honor. One I couldn't pass up. So, here I am. You're on my side. And I'm the only person on earth who can provide you with the only frequency that grants you financial freedom within weeks. 1000 Hz. In perfect audio quality. The frequency of abundance. You listen to this frequency, and you will feel amazing. You listen to this frequency, and your health will improve. But most of all, you listen to this frequency and start making more money. We've had people start new online businesses, making $1,000 a day as soon as they start running ads. The power of money this frequency holds is unlike anything I've ever seen. Believe me. I've tried the law of attraction. And I've tried grinding. I've been consistent and I've made sacrifices, I've always taken action. And yet I never reached financial freedom. I never even got out of the gate. Until I started listening to the abundance frequency. Nothing comes close to the power I achieved when I listened to this frequency. Yes. It's silence. But only a fool thinks it's just silence. It isn't silence. It's science. There are tons of studies about the 1000 Hz frequency, you can Google it. Because that's what we have it down to, a science. It's a frequency beyond your audible range, yet it's a frequency that can bend the universe to your will, especially when it comes to money. Fools will not understand this. The wise will understand and reap the benefits. It will seem strange at first. To just sit there and do absolutely nothing but listen, something you do anyway automatically. But within seconds, you'll know you're dealing with a tremendous power here. You'll know that you feel different. That you have more energy. That you have more freedom. That you have more health. That you have more peace. That you have more courage. That you have more abundance. You'll know it's working at that point. And when you walk out of that door, you can absolutely expect for money to be basically thrown in your face and thrown in your face multiple times a day. Best part? There isn't a single thing anyone can do to stop its power. Sure, you can tell them about it. That'll undo your unfair advantage. But it's your choice. I can't live your life for you. But taking with a grain of salt. I say. At least for a while, just use this power for yourself, and don't tell a soul, until you're comfortable showing it. Believe me, they will ask about it anyway. They will notice the differences in you. And you'll get quite a kick out of keeping the secret from them. And in case you were wondering about my safety, there's really nothing they can do to shut me down. America has a nice rule called freedom of speech. My freedom of speech is your financial freedom. I will, however, shut down the website the moment I feel the frequency is being used for evil. Because this power is a double-edged sword. It can make lives and it can break lives. And in the members area I caution you to only use it to benefit yourself and help others. If you try to use the power of the universe to hurt others, that eventually going to come back to hurting you. And you don't want to see what that looks like. I have already seen a little of this misuse of the frequency, so we could be shutting our doors any day now. But if you're hearing the sound of my voice, that means you can still get the universe's true frequency. The frequency of abundance as we call it. Not too long ago, I took this frequency and uploaded it to the internet. This required some really fancy sound engineering. But we got it done. Once it was ready, I took all the other frequencies we had found to have positive effects, and mixed them all together in perfect harmony. And this has made the frequency even more powerful than it was before. It's just like with people. Having the help of a second person is not just going to double your productivity. It's going to more than double your productivity. Because being alone and being with someone is a completely different matter. So, we added these other frequencies which will enhance the original frequency, multiplying its power by many-fold. As of today, this page has been seen by over 100,000 people. 25% of them have bought in. And those 25% are already enjoying financial freedom, or at least are well on their way to financial freedom. It has worked for me. For my superiors in the intelligence community. It has worked for others. And it's going to work for you. Let's just hear a little reaction from that 25%. Here's Joe Maddell. Mark, the abundance frequency has changed my life forever. I no longer worry about money. Money just comes to me. My net worth has increased over 35% and that's never happened in my life. And it has happened in such a short space of time. But more than the money is the way I feel. I feel truly happy for once in a very long time. God bless the work you're doing. Here's a reaction from Veronica Lopez. Hi Mark. I have to admit I was skeptical about the abundance frequency. I mean, what could silence really do? But as soon as I turned it on, I became a believer. I felt amazing. Like joy was just welling up inside of me and spreading throughout my entire body. I was expecting that because you told me about it. But what I was not expecting was how my financial situation actually improved as a result. I was getting job offers for jobs I didn't even apply for. And not scammy offers either. Real, solid, American companies. I had my pick of jobs, and I eventually took a job that offered dental and health care and social security and all the other benefits I had always dreamed of. I don't fully understand how this frequency works. I just know that it does. And I've never seen anything like it, and I've never been more grateful. Steve Gardner listened for 5 minutes a day and said, "This abundance frequency is pure power. Despite the way it makes me feel, it gives you real tangible results." I can honestly say now that after 6 weeks of listening to the abundance frequency, I'm retired. That's right. I don't need to work anymore. I've exited the matrix, folks. I highly recommend this to anyone looking for a boost in their life. It's truly magical. The reason why I am sharing my knowledge and helping others improve their life is twofold. First, it angers me that the elite privileged ruling class of this world are this greedy and want to increase their wealth further and control us by exploiting our labor. Using the majority of Americans as virtual slaves to debt and poor financial planning. By sharing this knowledge, I am helping empower people to become financially free and independent, and also take people out of their trance while teaching them to see how things really work behind the scenes of this universe. Secondly, doing this is my way of giving back to society. The secret of living is giving. This act of selfless service and giving to people like you, I believe, is already having even more powerful vibrations of blessing coming into my life. Once you have this frequency in your possession, everything will become clear. You go behind the curtain. You'll know exactly what you need to do to become financially free, and the more you listen, the more the universe will start giving you success in every single step you take. In fact, the money will come more to you than you going to it. Best part? There isn't a thing anyone can do to stop you. Recently I've made it stupid simple for anyone to improve their lives with the silent but deadly 1000 Hz frequency. It's in the members area. All you need to do is hit play and your life begins to transform. Will this be available forever? I highly doubt it. I'm already getting a lot of pressure from the higher ups to take this down. Because we will see people using this for evil, and when that happens we have to shut our doors. Once you get inside the members area, you'll see my instructions on how to listen and when to listen. The steps are very easy and you're going to be shocked at how simple it actually is. You're going to create a listening schedule that works specifically for you, that will keep you on track to financial freedom. You're also going to see my favorite ways of making money along with a checklist of what to do for each one. You're going to realize that what you're feeling is the best you've felt in your entire life. And if you listen for the full 5 minutes, that feeling will stay with you all day. But that's just the beginning. Because, as I did, you're going to see things in your life start to change. People will treat you differently. Random people will want to partner with you on $1 million deals. You may get a promotion. You'll start one of the money-making tactics I'll give you and succeed right out of the gate. And that's when the money will start piling up. And you won't have a hint of jealousy from the people around you. Because they're going to feel the same good vibes that you're feeling. In the end, you're going to rise up the corporate ladder, until you're on top of your personal world. Because the secret gave you everything you ever wanted in life. I don't care if you're currently in thousands of dollars worth of debt. I don't care if you're on food stamps. Everyone who listens, will eventually become financially free. Without exception. The only way that won't happen is if you stop listening for your 5 minutes a day. I am so confident this will work for you, that I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. Normally, if you wanted the rights to this frequency, it would cost you over $100K. But you're not going to pay $100K. I've already bought in. And I'm allowed to share it with whomever I want. That brings the cost way down for you. Since this is all digital and you don't need a fancy sound machine. That's another reason the price is going down. You're actually going to get access to the secret sound. For a ridiculous price. Not for 100K. Not even 1K. But just less than half a Benjamin. That's it? And you're in for life. You're saving hundreds of thousands of dollars when you say yes. By going through the back door with me. You're skipping right over years of grinding that leads to nowhere. You'll join thousands of others who have already achieved financial freedom. And they can guide you on your own personal path to riches. And get this. I'll turn the tables on you. Prove me wrong. I'll take the burden of proof. I'm going to let you try out the abundance frequency for 12 whole months. And if you aren't 100% convinced that this will make you financially free, then I want you to contact my team for a full refund. We'll take care of that refund lickety-split. We've barely ever had it happen. And it only happens to people who didn't listen for the full 5 minutes. But if it happens, all the instructions on how to do that will be in the members area. But that's not the goal. The goal is you succeeding and succeeding quickly and comfortably. I don't want anyone falling through the cracks. This guarantee makes certain that everyone who tries this becomes financially free. Because if people don't, then everyone refunds and I go out of business. That hasn't happened, and it's not going to happen. Because this stuff works. Because I believe in results and only results. I know a lot of products out there like to blow a lot of smoke. I put my money where my mouth is. I'm not satisfied until you see cash in the bank. And I'll be there for you until you do. To take advantage of this opportunity, simply click on the button below. You'll be taken to a secure registration page. There you will have access to everything. This really is the opportunity of a lifetime. I hope you realize how special and how rare this actually is. Nobody but my customers and the intelligence community will have what you have. Remember, opportunity rarely knocks twice. If you don't take advantage of this opportunity today, before the powers that be close this loophole, you may never again have the chance. I really look forward to talking with you personally and helping you achieve all your financial goals and dreams. Remember, your financial freedom is totally guaranteed. But you're still here instead of clicking that button. Which means you're not 100% sure yet. So while you're with me, let me tell you a quick story. It's about a woman who's stuck in a flood. She's on her rooftop. She prays for God to save her. A boat comes by and says, "Get in." She says, "No thanks. I prayed to God. He'll save me." She says, "I don't need your boat." The water is now up to her neck. Then a helicopter drops by. They throw down a rope ladder and say, "Get in." She says, "No thanks. You can keep your ladder. I prayed to God. He will save me." And then, the woman drowns. She goes to heaven and is face to face with God Almighty. She says, "God, I don't understand. I prayed to you. I believed in you. And yet you let me die. Where was your help?" God says, "I sent you a boat and a helicopter. What more can I do?" See, she didn't realize that her Savior was right in front of her all along. And that's you. You're still here instead of taking action. You think your Savior may come from somewhere else. But you're here on this page. You're here for a reason. You invested a lot of time reading this sales letter. You did that for a reason too. Of course, you could choose to ignore everything you've seen today. But think about this. If I'm wrong, you're out just a few minutes of your time and a quick email to cancel. But what if I'm right? Click that button right now and add this to your cart. Disclaimer. The website's content and the product for sale are based upon the author's opinion and are provided solely on an as is and as available basis. You should do your own research and confirm the information with other sources when searching for information regarding health issues, and always review the information carefully with your professional healthcare provider before using any of the protocols presented.